Alright YouTube, as you see from the title and thumbnail, this video is going to be how to get better at fighting in Fortnite. If you follow and implement these 7 tips into your game, you will guarantee become a better fighter. These are the tips I use to become a decent fighter myself. The first tip is going to be a tip you don't want to hear, but the tip is losing is learning, and you have to put in the hours for more experience. Pros win majority of their fights because they know how to react to every situation because they've been in that situation hundreds of times before. Seat time is important in Fortnite and everything else in life. If you want to learn a new language, the person spending the most hours practicing and speaking the language is going to speak it the best. If you want to learn how to professionally drift, the person spending the most hours practicing is going to be the best. But that doesn't mean you have to play 14 hours a day. You just want to use your time wisely. So if you're playing solo ranked, get into as many fights as you possibly can so you can get more fighting experience. If you're not losing consistently, you're doing something wrong because there's always someone better than you. If you play solo ranked and fight everyone you see, you're not going to win every game. You're going to die a lot. And if you're dying a certain way over and over again, you're going to stop making that mistake so you don't keep dying the same way. If you play creative against someone better than you, they're going to outplay you and keep outplaying you, but eventually you're going to learn how to counter it. And if they kill you with a certain move, you can put that move into your own game. That's why they say losing is learning. Remember, the best fighters in the game also have the most losses. You have to lose a lot to be the best. Every death is a learning experience, so get them hours up. When you keep dying to better players over and over, you will adapt and eventually be able to beat them. The second tip is stop your opponent from healing and keep the pressure on. Good fighters apply a lot of pressure and make their opponents feel overwhelmed. This causes them to make a mistake or get impatient and either quick edit on you or do a wide edit on you, and if you sit there with your shotgun out, that's an easy elimination. Different ways to pressure your opponent is stop them from healing, smack or spray their wall, then roof, then another wall. Pre-box their sides or top or bottom to limit their escapes, and phase stairs and cones into their box to make them panic. A lot of bad players will hit a big shot and won't capitalize off it, and they'll let their opponent heal back to 200, and that's what you don't want. The third tip is to play with confidence. If you play nervous or scared, a good player will see that and aggro you like crazy. To be the best, you need to think you're the best, and when you think you're the best, you're going to make plays that will win you more fights that scared players wouldn't make. You need to think you're the best player in the game and you will play much better. Playing confident will result in picking up easy eliminations when you come across scared players who are too shook to make a play. All the stuff you practice, you won't be able to do in a fight if you play nervous. So if a player ramps you, you want to show dominance and ramp them back. Don't instantly box up unless while you're ramping them you get sniped at and you gotta heal, or you're very, very low on mats. The fourth tip I need to work on myself, but it's don't panic when you get cracked. When you get cracked, you need to do counter damage so they'll let you heal. Does it annoy you when a player 100 cracks you and aggroes you like crazy and tries to get in your box? You have to do counter damage so you can get them off your back. When you get cracked, you want to continue playing confident because a lot of players make a lot of mistakes after they crack someone. They play overly aggressive, and you can use that over aggression to your advantage to do return damage. A few good ways to go for counter damage is pre-fires and editing on your opponent while they have their pickaxe out smacking your wall. Also, when you get cracked, invest your mats, make multiple boxes and rebox if you have to. Don't make one box and insta die with 1500 mats. And talking about mats, if you used all 1500 mats and went for no counter shots, you're doing it wrong. Obviously it depends on the situation, but sometimes it's best to not even try to pop your heals and just focus on going for that counter shot. You can use your heals as bait. You can pop a mini, and when your opponent jumps on your wall, you can insta edit and hit him with a big shot. If you get cracked for 100 and you do counter damage for 150, I want you to play aggro smartly, of course, but try to pressure and end the fight quick. The fifth tip is use piece control. Use cones to stop your opponent from going up. Piece control is how you end fights quick. If your piece control isn't that good, do Raiders piece control map V3 every day until you feel like you have good piece control, or you can use it every day in a warm-up routine. Do advanced piece control and pre-box where you think your opponent is gonna go. I'll show an example on the screen, but when you're ramping someone and you grab their left wall, that's an easy way to get free damage and an underrated way to use piece control. Piece control allows you to control the fight. If you want to become a good fighter, you need to master piece control. Something every good fighter has in common is good piece control. Talking about piece control, the sixth tip is counter piece control. Counter piece control is when you piece control yourself so you can't get boxed. I'll show an example on the screen, but when you're pressuring someone's wall, you want to own like the bottom cone you're standing on and like a side wall. So if your opponent edits on you and tries to full box you, places a cone above you, gets your back wall and your other side wall, you could flip the cone and edit out the side wall that you own, and now you're out the box so you can't get boxed. You always want to own builds so you can escape, because getting boxed is one quick way to go down in fights. The seventh and final tip is learning how to play offensively and defensively. To be a good fighter, you need to know how to play both, because you're not always going to be able to be on the offensive side. You need to know when to flick the switch. Offensively is when you hit your opponent and you're trying to end the fight quick, going for pre-piece, limiting their escape, and pressuring your opponent, canceling his heals and not getting counter shot, so being aggressive but smartly, but in some situations it's okay to get in. Defense is when you get cracked and your job is trying to do counter damage, get your heals off, and expanding, making boxes in space. I want to make a part 2 as I get better at the game and learn more things, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Peace.